Hello everyone, it's Susie here at Nice Things in Ramsgate, and today I'm looking at this new book that we have in the shop, The Amazing Life of Cecilia, Chattergee, and I'm really delighted to have with us Bernie Morgan, who is the author of the book and who also lives here in town. And welcome, Bernie.
Hi, Susie.
And it would be really lovely to hear a little bit about you. You're a writer and podcaster.
That's right.
And the sort of the inspiration behind this book.
Right, thank you. Yes, well, Cecilia Chatterjee was my great-grandmother, and when I was growing up I used to hear about her from the family, and they used to say she was a lawyer and a barrister in India, and they were very proud of her, but they also didn't really have a nice word to say about herself. They thought she was very grumpy and short-tempered and snappy. But when I used to hear about her, I used to think, oh, she sounds really interesting, and I sort of imagined her swishing around in a sari and being terribly important. And then as I grew up, I realised she must have been a pioneer. To be a lawyer in British India 100 years ago was a significant sort of step in society, really. And then I began to research her story for the family, and I realised she'd had 4 husbands and 13 children and a lot of trauma and obstacles to overcome. And I suddenly thought this story needs telling wider, which is why I've written the book, so that more people know about her achievements and what she's done, and she's got a proper legacy. But in doing that, I realised there are lots of women out there who have amazing stories and don't get credit for them. So I set up the website Amazing Women Invisible Lives and the podcast of the same name, and I interview women who've achieved a huge amount in the face of adversity, ordinary women. So if there's anyone that you know you think would be a good interviewee, do keep in contact with me.
And is this women internationally? Is it locally? Anything in particular?
No, it's nothing in particular, although I do prefer older women, in as much that I think if you're older that you get a perspective on life that you don't have when you're in the middle of a lot of challenges when you're younger. But internationally is fine. I've interviewed a young woman in Yemen. She's only 37, but she's made major achievements for women's rights in Yemen that all went wrong when the war started, and she's having to start again. So there's a lot of women that I've interviewed all with completely different stories, but I ask them all, what would your advice be for a younger woman? Because I think when you're in the middle of something, it is hard to get a perspective on it. And they've all come up with different advice, but incredibly valuable advice as well.
I was thinking earlier when I was walking down towards the shop about that thing of when you're sort of younger, if you could only know then what one knows now about maybe things that you should do and decisions you should make, and you as a person. You can't though, can you?
No, you can't. I think the big learning from all of it is that this too will pass, and it will be all right in the end, and that includes somebody who was widowed very young, and that sort of thing. So it's amazing with their advice, and I think it's a really valuable resource for people.
Yes, I think so. And the book is amazing. It's really fantastic, sort of the story that it tells about this extraordinary woman. So I hope it does really well. And I think it's for sale, is it, Bernie, on Amazon and things like that?
On Amazon and in Kindle format on Amazon, at Waterstones, WH Smith, all the online bookshops, plus my own website, which is www.amazingwomeninvisiblelives.com, and here at Nice Things, there's signed copies, Susie.
Signed copies, listen to that, everybody. You're only going to get them here in Nice Things in Ramsgate. It's $9.99, as you said, so do, if you pop into the shop, if you're in town, come and have a look at them. And I hope they do really, really well for you, Bernie.
Thank you, Susie.
Lovely to meet you.
And you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.